Folks, in my 20 years in this league, I've never seen anything like this. What I'm about to reveal could reshape the entire NFL landscape in ways you can't yet imagine. I've got sources, whispers, secret meetings, and a trail of breadcrumbs that, if accurate, point to a blockbuster trade that's about to blow the doors off the NFL. But here's the thing. This isn't just a run-of-the-mill rumor. No, what I'm about to tell you is the kind of move that only the most daring front offices are willing to pull when the stakes are this high. This is a story that's been quietly developing behind the scenes, and I'm telling you, what's coming could be the biggest shakeup of the offseason. So stay tuned, because what I'm about to share is guaranteed to blow your mind, and it's still just the tip of the iceberg. Secrets are being kept, negotiations are in motion, and the entire NFL is on standby. Are you ready for the truth that could redefine careers and shift power? Buckle up, because what I'm about to tell you will make everything else seem small by comparison. And here's the kicker. If you want the full story, if you want to understand what's really happening behind the scenes, hit that subscribe button, smash that like, and turn on the bell. Only those inside the circle are going to get the real details. The NFL is about to be turned upside down, and I'm the only one with the full inside scoop. Now let's break down the picture as it stands. The Green Bay Packers, a franchise known for their storied history, their legendary fan base, and a relentless pursuit of greatness, are about to enter a new era. And the key player at the heart of this story? Rachaad White. The once promising star from Tampa Bay, fresh off a season that left analysts divided, is now the focus of a whirlwind of speculation that could catapult him into the NFL's elite tier, but only if certain pieces fall into place. The question isn't just whether White will move, it's how it'll happen, and why the Packers are the perfect team to make this happen. But before I get into that, let's take a detailed look at who Rachaad White is, what he's been through, and why this move could be the catalyst for something historic. Part 1, the Scout Test teaser. Let me set the scene. Imagine a running back with elite pass-catching ability, enough versatility to function as a true three-down back, and a game that's still evolving despite a mixed bag of seasons. Someone who, despite some inefficiencies on the ground, has shown flashes of brilliance that make him a prime target for a team hungry for explosive offensive flexibility. I've been around the league long enough to spot these types, players who might be undervalued now, but are ready to break out with the right system, the right coaching staff, and a little bit of luck. I've connected dots, secrets from the highest levels of NFL front offices, whispers from agents who are pushing for their clients, and confidential intel from trusted league insiders. All signs point toward a massive move that could redefine the balance of power in the NFC North, and honestly, in the entire NFC. Rachaad White is the centerpiece of this puzzle, but what's really happening behind the scenes? Who's pulling the strings? And what's the ultimate goal? These questions are the keys to understanding what's coming next. What I can tell you is this. The NFL's landscape is about to change, and it's happening now in ways that only a handful of people fully understand. We're talking about a deal that could include multiple draft assets, financial gymnastics, and a strategic pivot that's been years in the making. And the wildest part? White's talent, his potential, and his fit with the Packers scheme all align perfectly, but the real surprise isn't just him. It's the timing. The NFL's offseason is about to go nuclear, and if this trade happens, it'll be the move that everyone talks about for years. Part 2, the team needs breakdown. Let's dissect the Green Bay Packers. Since their Super Bowl victory in 2010, the franchise has been in a continuous quest to return to that level of dominance. Post-2020, after Aaron Rodgers' departure, the team has been in a state of flux, trying to rebuild around Jordan Love, trying to find a sustainable winning formula after a string of playoff heartbreaks. The 2025 season brought some hope. A 9-7-1 record, a wild-card playoff appearance that ultimately fell short in a close overtime game against the Bears. But beneath the surface, there's a clear picture of needs and gaps that could be exploited, especially in the backfield. The Packers' offensive line, while solid, has shown vulnerability, especially in run blocking. Their wide receiver core, though talented, struggle with consistency and separation. And the most glaring issue of all has been their running game, or lack thereof, especially in high-pressure moments. Since 2020, their rushing attack has been inconsistent, finishing in the bottom half of the league in rushing yards, yards per carry, and explosiveness. That's a problem for a team that wants to diversify its offense and take pressure off Jordan Love, who's still developing as a leader. Analytics confirm this. The Packers ranked 18th in rushing attempts, 21st in total rushing yards, and had an efficiency rating of just 4.2 yards per carry as a team, well below league leaders like the 49ers or Eagles. Their yards after contact per attempt is a weak spot, and they missed out on big chunks that could have changed games. Their success rate in the run game is also below 45%, which is a red flag, especially in crucial third-and medium or third-and long situations. Film study reveals that the Packers lack a back with both power and elusiveness, a player who can break into the second level, create yards after contact, and catch out of the backfield in clutch moments. They need someone with Rachaad White's profile, a guy who can line up in multiple spots, create mismatches, and most importantly, keep the chains moving. Their current options have shown promise, but they're not consistent enough to be the primary answer. What Green Bay needs is a game changer, someone who can elevate the entire offense. The perfect solution, a player like Rachaad White who's got the raw tools, the versatility, and the hunger to fulfill a bigger role. And that brings us to the next part, why White? Part 3, the Reveal Plus film breakdown that solution is Rachaad White. And trust me, this isn't just wishful thinking. I've dissected his film, analyzed his metrics, and spoken to several scouts who are high on his potential. What makes White so intriguing? It's everything that the NFL values in modern offenses: explosiveness, pass-catching ability, patience, and vision. On film, White is the kind of back who can thrive in multiple roles. He's patient in the backfield with excellent vision, able to set up blocks and find cutback lanes with precision. Watch his ability to make defenders miss in space. He's got a quick burst and excellent agility, allowing him to elude tacklers at the second level. His acceleration after initial contact is impressive. He often turns what looks like a small gain into a bigger play. Statistically, White's career offers a compelling argument. Over 4 seasons, he's amassed 204 receptions for 1,823 yards and 25 touchdowns. That's a clear indicator of his pass-catching prowess, elite for a running back his size and age. His yards per reception hover around 9 yards, and his yards per target average 4.6 in 2025. Both solid numbers for a back who is often used in the short to intermediate passing game. His ability to be a mismatch in the slot or out wide could be a game changer for the Packers, especially in third-down situations. Advanced metrics give further insight. His missed tackle rate per carry is below league average, indicating that defenders have difficulty bringing him down cleanly. His explosive plays, 20-plus yards, make up about 12% of his touches, a figure that's comparable to elite backs. His drop rate on passes is low, confirming his reliable hands and route running ability. But what's most interesting is his efficiency metrics. Despite a down year statistically in 2025, mainly due to declining usage and a team shifting offensive focus, his yards per touch hovered around 4.6, which is decent but not elite. However, when you look at his yards per route run, he ranks among the top 15% in the league, showing that when he's involved, positive plays tend to follow. Scouts point out that his potential in a high-tempo, creative offense is immense, especially with the right coaching. Why is everyone raving about him? Because his film shows a player with the upside of a top-tier weapon, not just a complementary piece. Compare him to players like Tony Pollard or Alvin Kamara. He has that kind of ceiling. The NFL's analytics side recognizes this too. Teams are increasingly valuing backs who can contribute both on the ground and in the passing game, and White checks those boxes. Part 4. The trade mechanics. So how could this happen? Let's run the numbers. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, fresh off a season of transition, are unlikely to demand an astronomical package for White. They've publicly signaled a focus on building around Bucky Irving, and with White declaring he's hitting free agency, the Bucs may prefer to recoup draft capital rather than risk losing him for nothing. For the Packers, acquiring White could mean offering a mid-round pick plus a conditional future asset. Here's a plausible scenario. Green Bay sends Tampa their third-round pick, perhaps along with a conditional sixth-rounder that elevates if White hits certain performance benchmarks in Green Bay. like yards from scrimmage or red zone touchdowns. Given White's youth, still only 26, his pass-catching ability and his recent productivity, a team like the Packers could see him as a cornerstone piece, especially with their current cap situation and need for a versatile back. Cap gymnastics won't be trivial. White's last contract was a modest rookie deal, but as a free agent, he'll command a lucrative deal, likely in the $6.8 million annual range over several years. The Packers will need to maneuver around existing contracts, possibly restructuring or extending Jordan Love to create space. The trade's success hinges on both sides valuing the deal's upside. Tampa recoups draft capital, and Green Bay gets a player who can elevate their offense overnight. Trade winners and losers. Tampa gets some assets to align with their rebuild, possibly gaining a late-round pick or two to bolster their roster. Green Bay, meanwhile, accelerates their offensive rebuild, gaining a piece that fits their scheme perfectly. The real winners. The fans and the offense, because the moment White dons green and gold, the league takes notice. Part 5, Fit Analysis now. Let's analyze how White fits into LaFleur's system. The Packers thrive on a run-pass balance, with creative scheming designed to maximize Jordan Love's potential. White's versatility as a receiving back makes him a perfect fit in their conceptual offense. Think of how LaFleur's play calling can morph with a back capable of lining up in the slot, running wheel routes, or catching screens from the backfield. Comparatively, White resembles players like Austin Eckler or Christian McCaffrey in his ability to be a true dual threat. His pass protection needs improvement, but with dedicated coaching, that's a fix. His patience and vision align with LaFleur's emphasis on adaptable, high-percentage plays. Projected impact? Immediate. White can become the go-to third-down back and a key in red zone packages. His presence could open up the entire offense, forcing defenses to account for his dual threat. Worst-case scenario: injuries, limited separation, or an inability to handle a significant workload could reduce his ceiling. But with the Packers' offensive staff's track record of developing skilled players, the upside far outweighs the downside. Part 6. The final verdict in my professional opinion: this trade makes sense on every level. White's youth, skill set, and recent production make him an ideal target for the Packers. They need a spark in their run game and a reliable pass-catching threat to complement Jordan Love. Tampa Bay has less leverage. White has publicly signaled his desire for a fresh start, and the Buccaneers' build towards a new identity means they might accept a modest package just to clear cap space and gain draft assets. Expect this deal to be announced in the next few weeks, possibly happening during the NFL Combine or early free agency. Watch for subtle clues. The Packers' interest in a versatile back, White's social media activity hinting at a new chapter, and Tampa's draft plans signaling a rebuild. If this move happens, it's not just a personnel change, it's a shift in the entire strategic dynamic of the NFC North. The Packers are sending a clear message. They're all in on re-establishing dominance, and White could be the catalyst. This isn't just about adding a player, it's about redefining what the Packers' offense can be. The NFL is about to witness one of the most calculated, high-stakes moves in recent memory. And trust me, when it all comes together, the picture will be clear. This is the start of a new chapter, and White's arrival could be the spark that ignites a championship run. Keep your eyes open, stay tuned, because what's coming is nothing short of legendary.